My best friend told me she was having an affair with my husband. I don't believe her. Yesterday, my best friend of forever came to my house to tearfully confess she had been having an affair with my husband. She gave me a lot of details, including the places they slept together, how often it happened, when it started, etc. She was very apologetic, but told me she had to tell me the truth because her daughter, 1F, deserved to know her daddy. Honestly, I was in shock and didn't say much. I haven't confronted my husband yet, as he works long hours and I went to sleep before he got home. The more I think about it, though, the less I believe her. For one, when I asked her to show me proof, she claimed she would send it to me later, but she still hasn't done it. There's also the fact that when my husband first asked me out, my best friend tried to discourage me from dating him. She did the same thing when he proposed, and if I ever mention even the slightest disagreement, she insists I should get a divorce. She also admitted to me after we got engaged, that she had been planning to ask him out before he asked me out, but she took too long. There also hasn't been any signs that my husband was having an affair. I know I'm going to have to talk to my husband about this, but I want to do it in a way that doesn't sound accusatory. How do I do that? Also, do I sound like I'm in denial? TLDR. My childhood best friend told me she was having an affair with my husband, and that his baby is hers. She still hasn't shown me the proof I asked her for, and I'm starting to doubt her claims. Update. I spoke to my husband. I told him there was a rumor going around, that my best friend's daughter was his. He seemed confused but not suspicious. I don't think you sound in denial. May I suggest that you talk with your best friend again? Pressuring her to show definite proof. Then in any case you will need to inform your husband, whether she admits her lies or shows you definite proof. Husband, first off, you've never given me any reason not to trust you. I want to make that clear. But best friend is making claims, with no proof, that you're the father of her child. She's always had an unhealthy fixation with you, and I trust you more than I trust her, but if anything has happened between you, please tell me now. Either way, I think we should get a paternity test immediately before she has any chance to harm your reputation, or interfere with our family any further. You should refer to her as your former best friend, because regardless of what is true or not true, this person is not your friend. I think if they've been having an affair for years, she would have had enough proof on her hand at the time she decided to tell you. Seriously, seems like the bitch is after your husband. Demand proof. If she doesn't deliver, she's lying. And if she shows you something like screenshots or messages, make sure they're not fake. Since your friend has a history of fixating on your husband and attempts to damage the relationship, demand the proof again before talking to your husband. Your gut feeling that she's lying might be wrong, but it's better to have proof in hand before taking any accusations to your husband. If she provides proof, then talk with your husband. If she's so convinced that her daughter is his, she can make him undergo paternity testing. But I think that you should avoid getting directly involved in all that. Either way, ditch the friend permanently once she forks over proof. With your husband, you have some difficult choices ahead of you that only you can make. Adding something to the various folks saying that you should mention to your husband, I'll add one thing I think is important. Make it clear to your husband, that the result of any paternity test will be used to dump your best friend, and that's why you need proof, so you can completely shut this friend down and protect yourselves against future accusation. This best friend, air quotes, is anything but, assuming she's lying, and it'll hopefully help your husband with any resentment he may feel about the lack of trust. Now, of course, if it goes the other way and there is infidelity, you're in the clear to dump his rear end as you see fit. Hopefully that's not the case. Pick a date. You know damn well you and your husband were together. Say something like, "It was really weird when he suddenly disappeared on X date, was he with you?" And see if you can catch her lying in the details. WTF with this update? You need to tell him the truth. Don't just say rumors without telling him your best friend and mother of the kid made the allegation. Where is the proper communication that your partner deserves? If your husband is the father of her child, a simple paternity test will clear things up. Once that comes back, you'll know who you tell to frock off. Okay, so the advice above is good, but this needs to be done treading lightly, or this could split up your relationship regardless if she is lying. What information did UGF give you, pictures, texts, etc.? She should have lots of both. A paternity test would be great but may not be necessary. Did she say your husband knows that it's his child? If so, he will tell you the truth if pushed hard enough, but try to remain calm as you could be out two best friends. Please keep us posted, I'm worried for you. She wants your husband for her baby daddy, because the real one dumped her. Tell her until she provides a paternity, you're not buying it, and in any case your friendship has run its course. She either betrayed you, or is a horrible liar, toxic in either situation. She is no longer welcome in your home, and all further communication will be through attorneys. If she persists in showing up, restraining orders will be sought. Talk to your husband and tell him your former friend has flipped her lid, and you will probably need to see an attorney for protection. Because this woman isn't going to just stop. Protect your marriage and your assets. From what I see, you have a best friend that is trying to manipulate you into divorcing your husband. My ex's best friend was just like that. Although, I find it somewhat suspicious that she put herself in the position of having seduced him. She could have just taken some mutual friend. People tend to elaborate more when lying, because they think it will make them more credible. But in the end, I can't decide if I would believe her, for I don't know enough about the situation. For when you talk to your husband, start off with something like, "Hey, so X told me something that happened between the two of you." Long pause. I don't want to sound accusatory, and I am really sorry if I do. If he, during that pause, starts to behave awkwardly or weird, then there might be something he's regretful about, or at least uncomfortable, i.e. things he might have done with her that wouldn't be considered cheating/being unfaithful, but could have made you a little angry, jealous. Don't go too cold, otherwise he might defensive, leading to an escalation. If he truly loves you, he would be worried, and try to figure out what's up as soon as possible. Hope I could help you a little bit. Keep us updated. The problem with confronting him and it looking like you don't trust him could be a problem, depending on your husband. I would be offended if I was accused of something. My wife knows better, I would think. What about telling him the best friend is saying he is her child's father? It kind of puts it out there, and makes it look like she is making the accusation, not you. He will say something. If they were that intimate, there should be messages, texts, phone calls, photos, credit card. There should be some evidence. Although he has the perfect alibi, working long hours, sometimes coming home after you are asleep. But this isn't solid evidence. There should be a lot more direct evidence if it happened.